The chief correspondent is back, which means breaking news. What have you got?
Chelsea fans will feel aggrieved tonight, and understandably so, after a match that turned on a moment of controversy rather than the balance of play. Football is often described as a game of fine margins, but sometimes it is not the margins of talent or effort that decide a game, it is the interpretation of a referee and the intervention of technology. Against all expectations, Chelsea found themselves handicapped not by their own shortcomings but by a decision that looked more manufactured than justified. The red card shown to Trevoh Chalobah not only shocked supporters inside the stadium but has sparked a wave of frustration across the footballing community, with many arguing that Chelsea were simply robbed by an undeserved dismissal. The incident in question unfolded quickly, as so many pivotal moments in football do. Chalobah committed what looked like, at most, a mistimed challenge. He was late, yes, but there was no malice, no violent intent, no studs driven recklessly into his opponent. The referee initially appeared ready to brandish a yellow card, which would have been a fair reflection of the incident. Yet, as has become the norm in the modern era, the call was escalated to a VAR review. Fans could already sense what was coming, because once the referee makes the slow walk to the pitch side monitor, the outcome is almost predetermined. Within seconds, the decision was upgraded to red. Chelsea were down to 10 men, and the game had been twisted beyond recognition. To say the red card was harsh would be an understatement. What unfolded was not just a questionable refereeing decision but a turning point that erased Chelsea's tactical plan in one cruel moment. Before the sending off, the team had been well organized, disciplined, and sharp on the counter-attack. The rhythm of the game suggested they were in a strong position to push for a result. But playing with 10 men in modern football is a near impossible challenge, especially against top-level opposition. Reduced numbers change the dynamic completely, spaces open up, energy is drained quicker, and focus is spread too thin. The real frustration for Chelsea supporters lies in the lack of consistency that continues to plague refereeing decisions. Similar challenges occur in almost every game across Europe, yet rarely do they draw such severe punishment. The so-called clear and obvious error that is supposed to justify VAR intervention did not exist here. Chalobah's challenge was clumsy but not brutal, late but not dangerous, worthy of a yellow but never of a red. It is these inconsistencies that leave players, managers, and fans baffled, wondering whether football has lost the balance between fairness and over-regulation. In the aftermath, Chelsea's performance inevitably suffered. Forced to reorganize, the midfield had to drop deeper, wingers sacrificed their attacking freedom to support the fullbacks, and the striker was left isolated. All the momentum built in the early stages of the match evaporated. Their opponents, smelling blood, took control, dominating possession and stretching Chelsea's depleted side. The psychological blow of the red card was as significant as the numerical disadvantage. It instilled a sense of injustice that can sap focus and breed frustration. Yet, despite the enormous challenge, Chelsea fought with determination. Players threw themselves into tackles, covered every blade of grass, and defended with grit. There were moments when it looked like they might defy the odds, holding firm and threatening to snatch something from the game. That resilience will be remembered by the fans, even if the result did not reflect the effort. However, the underlying narrative of the night remains: this was not a fair contest, and Chelsea were denied the chance to compete on equal terms. The broader question is what such decisions mean for the integrity of the game. Football thrives on unpredictability, but it also relies on fairness. When a team is reduced to 10 men by a decision that feels forced or exaggerated, the essence of competition is undermined. Fans invest time, money, and emotion into supporting their teams, and when matches are shaped by poor refereeing, the sense of betrayal is acute. Chelsea supporters did not walk away from the stadium or turn off their screens feeling beaten by superior football. They felt cheated by flawed officiating. Even neutral observers have voiced their discontent, noting that the decision was unnecessary and excessive. Pundits have pointed to the replay footage, highlighting how Chalobah was making a genuine attempt to challenge for the ball, how his contact was not reckless, and how the opponent's exaggerated reaction may have swayed perception. That, too, is part of the modern game. Players are aware of the influence of VAR and often dramatize incidents to draw harsher punishments. It is a cynical tactic, but when referees respond so easily, it becomes a dangerous precedent. For Chelsea, this incident is not just about one game, it is about the wider picture. Dropped points or a defeat caused by such a decision could have lasting consequences across a long season. Momentum, confidence, and league standings are all shaped by fine margins. Losing because of an undeserved red card is not simply unfair in the moment, it has ripple effects that can derail form and spirit. The players will need to regroup, and the manager will have to channel the frustration into motivation. But the bitterness will linger, because nothing can erase the sense of being robbed. Ultimately, this was a night when Chelsea were not beaten by their opponents but by the system meant to protect fairness. VAR was introduced to eliminate errors, to provide clarity, and to ensure justice on the pitch. Yet time and again it appears to create more controversy than it resolves. Instead of supporting referees, it puts them under greater scrutiny, forcing decisions that might not have been made without slow-motion replays that distort reality. Football is a game played at speed, with intensity and emotion, and not every imperfection requires correction. Chelsea's fight, courage, and spirit will be commended, but the headline will always circle back to the decision that changed everything. An undeserved red card robbed them of their rhythm, robbed the fans of a true contest, and robbed the game of its fairness. Nights like these fuel the growing debate about refereeing standards and the role of VAR, and unless changes are made, the sport risks losing the trust of its most passionate supporters. Chelsea deserved better, and everyone who watched the match knows it.